Good evening, students. Welcome to the SST session. Hello, everyone. Hi, Arjun, Shreya, Dhriti, Yogita, Ronak, Anurag, Nivedita, Praveen Kumar, Yogita, Anant, Keshav, Jia. How are y'all? How are y'all are doing? Students, I think so. Y'all know the timing. The session starts at 6 p.m. Okay? 6 p.m. IST on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. Hi, Radhika. So, how are your studies going? Yogita is awesome. So, all preparations done? Hi, Bala. Yes, I remember. How are you? Hi, Gopi Krishna. So, I once again welcome all of you. And I think so, the examinations are very near now. Yes, we don't even have 1.5 months left. Pre-boards, okay. So many students, you all are going to start with your pre-boards. So I wish all of you all in advance all the best. Yes, and others, whoever pre-boards is over, I hope so you all have done well. Please remember, I have told you all before also, do not keep anything towards the end. Okay? Finish off with this syllabus for all your subjects before your examination starts and start revising. Actually, from Feb onwards, you should start revising. Yes? And remember to practice numerals every day for your maths and science. Fine? That is a very good habit you all should follow. Okay? So now, without wasting any more time, I think so, I have given you all the tips and tricks. Yes, few tips and tricks. So now let us start off with the today's session, that is resources and development and water resources. Yes? So this is from your which sub-subject? Tell me. This is from your which sub-subject? This is from your geography. Yes? Resources and development and water resources. The second chapter, forest and wildlife resources, is not there. Now let us look at the important topics for the same. Fine? So important topics from resources and development is firstly your classification of resources. Come on, quickly tell me the classification of resources on the basis of your origin. Which are the resources? Come on, quickly tell me. Ankit, it's not eco, it is from geography. The two types of resources based on origin. Very good. We have the abiotic and the biotic. Yes or no? Ronak is not private and public. Okay, we are not doing economics today. Yes, biotic and abiotic. Biotic is your living resources, abiotic is your non-living resources. On the basis of exhaustibility, on the basis of exhaustibility, again, we are classifying resources into two types. Yes or no? One is a renewable, which means it can replenish easily and it doesn't get exhausted. Fine. Second one is non-renewable, which we cannot replenish very quickly. It takes millions of years. Yes, and it gets exhausted after one use. Example of renewable resource is solar energy. Example of non-renewable resource is your coal, etc. On the basis of ownership, on the basis of ownership, origin is two, classification, exhaustibility also two, ownership, we have four classification. Yes or no? Yes, individual. For example, I own a car, house. Second is community. The community parks we have. Third, national resources which are owned by the nation. For example, the minerals or your wildlife sanctuaries, national parks. And lastly, international. Yes, the exclusive economic zones that we have, the water bodies. Okay, then status of development, also four types we have. Yes or no? Which are the four types for development? Tell me. The four types for your development. Achyut, I this is a SST chapter, so this is not your bio class. So if you don't want to attend, it's absolutely fine. Just a second. Okay, so on the basis of development, we have stock, yes, we have reserve, we have potential, and we have developed resources. Okay, these are the four resources that we have. Fine. Next, we have resource planning, which is very important. Yes or no? We need to plan and use the resources. Conservation of resources is also very necessary, because if we conserve the resources, only then we are going to be able to use it in the future also. Then we have the land resources. Yes or no? The types of land we have are the plateaus, the mountains, the plains. Yes. Then we have the soil types. We have six types of soil and the conservation of soil. Okay, fine. Six types of soil. What are the six types of soil we have? Alluvial, laterite, arid, forest, black, and red and yellow. Okay, good. Anu, that is very good. Fine. Then next we have water resources. Water resources. Firstly, we had an introduction of resource or introduction of water. Yes or no? Then we have learned about the scarcity of water, how it has become such a scarce resource for us. Yes. Then the multi-purpose river valley projects, that is your dams. Yes or no? Then we have one initiative, that is your Narmada Bachao Andolan, rainwater harvesting, a technique to conserve water resource, and lastly, different ways in which we can conserve the resources. Okay, Rumi, from this chapter, map is not going to come. However, if you know about it, it will be helpful for you. Okay, fine. Chalo. Now let us study about the one marker questions that we have. The first one is that where was the Agenda 21 adopted? Fine, where was the Agenda 21 adopted? Fenris, I had already mentioned, and I told you all in the first session only, map is going to come from four chapter. One chapter from history, that is nationalism in India, other three from geography, minerals and energy resources, manufacturing industries, and lifelines. Fine. However, if you know it, it will be helpful for you, the soil map. Fine. Very good. The Agenda 21 is adopted in the year 1992 at the United Nations Conference on Environment and Development. It took place in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. Okay, fine. The main theme of this Agenda 21 was global sustainable development. Okay, the main theme of Agenda 21 is how to achieve global sustainable development. Okay, fine. The next one is, which is the first Indian state to make rooftop harvesting compulsory? Come on, tell me. Tell me. Rooftop rainwater harvesting, which is compulsory, in which is the first Indian state? Very good. It is Tamil Nadu. Very good, Ronak. It is Tamil Nadu. Okay, Tamil Nadu was the first Indian state to make it compulsory. Yes, this is a very good initiative as to conserve water resource. Fine. The next question we have is the two classifications of your alluvial soil. Which are the two classification of alluvial soil? We have classifications of alluvial soil into Bhangar and Khattar. Okay, if you recall the chapter, this we have also done it in grade 9th. Okay, grade 9th in the drainage chapter we have done it. Bhangar and Khaddar. Bhangar is the old alluvial soil and Khaddar is the new alluvial soil. And we all know that alluvial soil is the most fertile soil that we have. Okay, then the last question that we have is who have coined the statement that dams are the temple of modern India? Who was the person who had coined the statement that dams was the temple of modern India? Very good. It was Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru who had coined this term. And do you all know the reason behind why he had stated such a statement? And he did this while he was inaugurating the Bhakra Nangal Dam. No prettiest, it's not Gandhiji, it is Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. Okay, the reason behind this was because he regarded that dams was very necessary for the growth, development, and the progress of our nation. Okay, the growth, development, and progress of the nation. Fine. So we are done with the 1 marker question. Now let us come to the 3 marker question. The first one is, why is resource planning important in a country like India? Okay, fine. Why is resource planning important in a country like India? Why? We all know. Fine. What exactly is resource planning? It is the steps, or planning means what? Which we do beforehand only. Yes or no? We plan, like for example, for our examination which is approaching, we will make a proper plan, we'll make a timetable like when to study, which subject to study, when, yes or no, our leisure time, everything. Yes? So this planning is helpful for resources so that we can maximum utilization we can do it. Okay, the maximum utilization of the resources can be done with the help of planning, and we can use them judiciously without wasting them. Okay, very good, Anushka, because of the future generation also, as well as Aman, because the resources are very important to us, and why should we waste them? Yes or no? And any day, if we have a plan beforehand, we know what steps to follow. Yes. Another reason, very good, Anand, that is also very true. A country like India is a diverse nation, not only in means of people, we know, isn't it? The famous phrase is their unity in diversity. Yes. However, India is a region where the terrain is so different. Yes or no? We have types of terrain. For example, we have the plains, we have the mountains, plateaus. Yes or no? So, because of this diversity, there is diversification in the availability of resources also. Fine, there are diversification in the availability of resources. For example, certain places will be rich in some types of minerals. However, the same region or some other region might be deficient in some other resources. Yes or no? There are some regions which can be considered as self-sufficient. Self-sufficient means they are self-reliant, independent. Yes, yes, because of the availability of these resources in that particular region. Fine. Okay, however, there are also some regions where there is acute shortage of the resources. Fine. This is an example you need to state. Okay, here I have given the example of Arunachal Pradesh and Rajasthan. You can as well as give certain other examples also, fine, which comes to your mind. For example, Arunachal Pradesh is rich in water resources. Fine. However, it lacks the infrastructural development. However, if we see, Rajasthan is rich in solar and wind energy. However, it lacks in water resources. Hence, resource planning is very, very important in a country like India. Clear, all of you? Okay. Now, next one is, mention some of the interstate water disputes in India. Okay, some of the interstate water disputes in India. Now we know that a river is never going to flow in a straight course. Yes or no? Like, will it only be, the river is only going to flow in one city and not in other cities or other states? Can it happen like that? Of course not. Yes or no? The river course is going to be so long. Yes or no? The stretch is going to be so long. Yes. So now, if it is flowing between two states, now which state is going to use how much amount of water? That is known as interstate water disputes. Fine. For example, you have the Ravi and Bias river water disputes between Punjab and Haryana. We have the Kaveri River water dispute between Karnataka and Tamil Nadu. This was a very famous river water dispute which recently had happened. Yes or no? When two states are fighting over the use of water. Then we have the Krishna River water dispute, okay, which is between Andhra Pradesh and Karnataka. And lastly, Godavari. I had given one extra point for you all. Godavari River water dispute between Madhya Pradesh and Maharashtra. Fine? Okay. So these are some of the interstate water disputes. Interstate water dispute means when you have a dispute between two states over the flowing of any river. Who is going to use how much amount of river? Okay. Now let us come to the 5-marker questions. Fine. The first one question is, what exactly is a resource? Fine. What is a resource and what is the classification of resource on the basis of origin and exhaustibility? Fine. First thing, you need to give the answer for what is a resource. What is it? A resource is anything that is available in our environment. Okay, a resource can be anything that is available in the environment which gives us certain kinds of benefits. How they are giving us certain kinds of benefits? Because we use them. They have a value. Yes or no? Because they have a certain kind of value. For example, sun gives us solar energy, trees, they give us oxygen, food, the pen, it helps us to write, etc. Yes? On the basis of origin, resources are classified into biotic and abiotic. Okay? Biotic resources. Which are the resources? I have already discussed in the starting of the session only. Biotic resources are all the living resources that are available in our environment. Okay, bio, so you can relate it with living. Fine. For example, we have the human beings, trees, etc. Okay, the flora, fauna, very good, Rumi. Then we have second one is abiotic resources. That is the opposite of biotic, which is the non-living resources. Fine. For example, the stones that we have, the minerals that we have, etc. Clear? Now, the resources classified on the basis of your exhaustibility. Yes, on the basis of exhaustibility, it is classified into renewable and non-renewable. Renewable are those resources which can replenish itself easily and can be used over and over, because we know that the threat of it getting exhausted is very less. Okay, fine. Yes or no, soil will be abiotic. Okay, so example of renewable is your solar energy that we derive from the sun, wind energy that we derive from the wind. Okay, Rajkumar, we have the session for Novel Society towards the end. Okay, maybe next to next week. So you have to be patient enough for that. The second classification of exhaustibility of resources is the non-renewable. Non-renewable means what? These are the resources which takes millions of years to replenish and gets exhausted after one use. For example, coal, oil. Yes or no? It takes millions of years to regenerate them and it just gets exhausted after one use. Clear, all of you? Yes? Tidal energy will be an example of your renewable resource. Okay? Now, the next 5 marker question that we have is write a short note on the Narmada Bachao Andolan. Okay, this was a protest movement. Okay, this was a protest movement. What do you mean by protest movement? It means that there was a protest. Okay, there was a protest against the building of a particular dam. What was the name of the dam? It was the Sardar Sarovar Dam over the Narmada River in Gujarat. Okay? Yes or no? So Narmada Bachao means what? Of course, you would come to know that it is the Narmada River. Yes, you need to remember the movement was against the building of which dam? Sardar Sarovar Dam. Fine. The movement opposed the building of this dam because it had ill effects on the surrounding environment. Fine. Why? What are some of the ill effects of it? Firstly, it would submerge the nearby forest. Okay, it would submerge the nearby forest. It would cause harm to the wildlife. Why? Because the wildlife, they live in the forest. Yes or no? They have their own habitat. Now, if you are cutting down the forest, where are the wildlife going to stay? Imagine if the same thing happens to us. We live in our house and then our house is destroyed for building of a multiplex. Where we are going to go? Still, we have a point that we might get compensation. Yes or no? We might get compensation from the government. But do you think the wildlife is going to get compensation from the government? Are they going to file a case? Which is no way possible. Yes or no? So it's a threat to the wildlife as well as the human life which who might be living near the land, and they would be displaced. Yes. Now you are living in a particular area. Now that area is being taken over. Yes, is going to be rebuilt. So whatever your livelihood, your life was dependent there, everything is going into vain. Fine. So this movement, the Narmada Bachao Andolan, was started in the year 1989 and by the social activist. Who started it? Who started it? It was Medha Patkar who started it. Okay. The movement mobilized the tribals and the village people along with the environmentalists. Fine. They tried to fight for the justice of the people living there. It also focused on the displacement of the poor. Fine. Displacement means that your house has been gone. Now you will move to some other place. Yes or no? So the main motive of it was for on the issue of the displacement of the poor villagers because of the dam water. Fine. Their rehabilitation, that means once their place was taken over, they have no place to live. Rehabilitation, when they'll get a new place, okay, where they are going to live, was the major issue taken up by the Narmada Bachao Andolan activists. Okay, and some of the other supporters of this movement are Amir Khan, Arundhati Roy, etc. Clear, all of you? Fine. So this is what we have for today's session. Okay. Devdi Medha Patkar is a social activist who fights for the people's rights. Okay. Yes, so their rights are not taken away in the name of progress and development. I know, see, building of a dam will be like, as Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru said, that dams are like the modern temples. Yes, because it associated with the growth, development, and your progress of a nation. But then if you remember, we haven't done the development chapter, like we have done the development chapter, yes or no? So what is development for one person might not be development for the other. Now, for example, I'm an industrialist. Yes, I want to build a dam. Fine, so I have built a dam. So with the building of the dam, fine, I have given electricity. Yes, because for generating of hydroelectricity, people have got employment opportunities also. Now, on the other hand, so that was development for me. Now, on the other hand, if we see, what about the people living in that area? What happened to them? We have taken over their land, we have taken over their houses. Yes or no? They have been displaced. So, will that be a development goal for them? Is it going to be a development goal for them? Of course not. Yes or no? So, same way. So, if you're going to develop your nation, it doesn't mean that it will be on the stake of others' life. Yes or no? So, we have learned. So, see, this could be an interdisciplinary question also. How write the effect of Narmada Bachao Andolan on people, okay, on the geography or on economics. So, you can explain it. Fine. This could be an interdisciplinary question which I had given it to you all. Fine. So today's session, so we come towards the end of today's session. I hope it was helpful for you. It was very easy, I think, so geography. Yes, these both chapters are easy, not that difficult. Know the main points of the chapter. Fine. And try and know the names of the different dams also that we have. Okay. Hirakud Dam, we have Bhakra, Nangal, Nagarjuna, etc. Fine. Okay, so I shall meet you tomorrow with the next session, all of you. So take care of yourself. Bye bye. Meet you all tomorrow. Enjoy your evening. Study well. Bye bye.